In 1662, John Grant, a demographer and epidemiologist. Wait, what are those things? Before we proceed, what is a demographer and epidemiologist? A demographer is someone who studies the population through statistical means, while an epidemiologist studies the distribution, patterns, and determinants of health and disease conditions. Okay, now we got that out of the way. So again, John Grant developed a life table. So this is a table that provides the probability of survival to each age. Pretty grim, but necessary and important at that time. Here we have a sample of the life table that's pretty recent from United States in 2003. So let's try to give it a whiff. Okay. Since it's gonna be used to predict the future, it's gonna be probably useless in the next 100 years by the time it was made, because advancements in medical technology or pandemics. So let's try to have it quick looky about the life table with COVID now in the equation. Okay, pretty bad. Anyway, to make the life tables, Grant studied the death records in London parishes and noticed a death statistic that is recurring. He classified the death rates according to the cause of death. And interesting things to note while he was doing this was that overpopulation was also a cause of death because of the higher rate of death in urban areas while in rural areas. There's so much action going on in urban areas, you just tend to have more deaths. That's pretty bad. And also found that there are more men being born, but due to higher death rate, men. The number of men and women just evens out later in their lives. From the data he gathered, actual observations, and conducting censuses, he was able to make the first life table. It was further developed into a science, into statistics. While all of this is going on in London, we have Alexander Graham Bell, remember the guy? Inventor of the telephone, together with Thomas Sanders and Gardner Hubbard, formed the Bell Patent Association when filing the first patent for the telephone in 1876. This then became the Bell Telephone Company, and due to laws at that time, I think it was in Michigan, the company became the well-known AT&T. Later then in the future, partnered with the Western Electric, which became its manufacturing arm. So it became a big company full of engineers and scientists. To consolidate all of these developments, the Bell Telephone Laboratories was organized. Here in the Bell Telephone Laboratories, around 1924, Bell Labs was where the basis for statistical process control was first founded. This was the backbone, the roots of the total quality management, and started from here. Part of this team was Harold Dodge and Harry Romig. These two guys worked to put a rational statistic basis for sampling inspection. Instead of inspecting all of the parts inside the batch, you just inspect portions randomly. The basis was, yes, you guessed it right, it's the survival probabilities, initially developed by John Grant. A person surviving could be thought of as a batch being accepted. So this guy, Harold Dodge, then became a consultant to the Secretary of War during World War II. So while he was in a bullet manufacturing plant, he probably said something like, "Hey, we're fighting a war, we're gonna need more bullets, but we can't compromise quality. Test random samples only, instead of testing the whole lot." So the Allies won also because of having more quality bullets than the enemy. I think